You see Kicker there saying good evening. Incantibot's working. Already throwing up the horns. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, chat gang. I am, of course, the magical Mr. Mephisto. I will be your GM and host for the evening. I am joined by some of your favorite content creators from across the community. This is the best damn Soulbound show, Adventure 15, Midnight Sky. So yeah, Miley Cyrus reference is deliberate. You listen to it once and you become a strong, independent woman. Like, it's that good. How are y'all tonight?
Good, man.
Good. Right on.
I'm excited. Who's in the cog for it?
Who's in the cog for it? That's right.
Weird.
So last week, last adventure was actually a little bit of an interlude. We did Lanissa's sort of side adventure, for splitting the party. That thing you never do.
Like, I'm new to all this, but I heard that was like the thing. That and don't be a murder hobo.
There were several "Are you sure's" there. To like try to nudge. There was RP to try to have the party RP, but Lanissa was committed to the course of action, and I think it actually worked out pretty good. So I don't know. Did the party get to see Lanissa's adventure yet?
Nope.
Good. Then the
I wanted to. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want any of that meta knowledge. It's nonsense.
Yeah. Good.
No, only purity on this side of the fence.
I saw his tweet, so I know he's still alive. She's still alive.
She survived.
Or whatever she posted. Yes.
To what end? Correct.
I live, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, my Rona
exactly.
hair's getting really bad. Speaking of, I'm getting like the freaking Doc Brown like just wisps that come out to the. They're not good.
Yeah.
So we gotta get on that. But most of the chat gang seems to have seen it. We will have some stuff going on. But the week prior then was, of course, the party kind of continuing through the Reaver Wastes in the ruins of Aramentia, trying to make it toward Adasa. They enter this sort of forever war, just constant battles of forces and chaos in this loop. Final Fantasy, the Spirits Within style. And sort of as the spirits are becoming more and more dangerous, they see this cog fort kind of crest the horizon and sort of heading not quite towards them, sort of at an angle, an angle past them, as it were. And that's about where we're going to pick up. So the party has since like sort of chased down the cog fort. A little lift has come down to bring them on board, and you sort of kind of come up onto like the main deck / main street, and you see the main sort of like area. They just sort of let you in, and it becomes immediately apparent that this is not crewed by any living creature.
Okay.
Like you can see many a Duarden ghost and spirit just sort of like flitting in and out of reality as they like go incorporeal to go take up the next like task and stuff like that. And
You need to bring the dwarf in.
He
didn't get lifted up into the cog fort yet.
Oh yeah, we got to send down the.
He's up on the summit. There he is.
Beautiful. So. Some of you may have noticed that.
So it's a ghostly cog fort, is what I'm hearing here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Well, that's very strange, but oh well. This is still an easier way to travel.
This machine is big. I like it.
Uh-huh. It doesn't seem like it's actually one of these ghosts. It's just crewed by ghosts. Maybe its whole crew died, but then like it's still just walking around. That makes sense, right? Okay,
My
great.
character was trying so hard not to make a ghost in the machine reference.
So you see this sort of like miniature. I mean, it's a fort.
Oh wait, hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Is Skig in fact right? Like the ghosts are actually affecting reality by pulling the levers and stuff, or are
Yeah.
they just going through the motions?
Yeah, they're actually piloting it.
Okay, all right.
So you see these ghosts, Duarden. You're sort of like taking in the sight of, again, a fort that's designed for mobile combat essentially, and so you're seeing all this action and activity, and the bulk of the ghosts don't really take note of the party, like whatsoever. You do make out sort of sitting off to the side. The only two sort of corporeal individuals, well, I should say three corporeal individuals on the entire cog fort. One sort of like standing off, sort of like off to the side with like a large pack on his back. He's got a gloriously well kept long goatee, and he's has a little bit of a grumpy look on his face, as he's an obvious peddler, and he hasn't had anyone to sell to in quite a while. Upon seeing the party, his eyes immediately light up, and he doesn't like rush the party or anything like that. He just like kind of adjusts his like robes and like gets a proper stance and like holds his cane a little bit more astutely and like rolls out a blanket in front of him and starts laying down some trinkets and stuff, like preparing for like the first adventurers he's seen in a long while. The other,
like a real living person.
yeah, real living person.
It's not a ghost trader; it's a real trader. Okay.
Yeah, a real like humanoid, like from the distance you make out. It seems human enough. Could be an elf maybe underneath the cowl he's got on, but seems human enough. The sort of opposite, where you see this merchant, this real living merchant, who's like now like got the wares like beginning to spread them out like with this blanket that he unfurls, the pack still like high on his back, giving him this sort of like hunched back, hulking figure like look of just like trinketry and doodads. And then opposite him is well, go ahead and describe yourself.
Well, should I go into like my whole greeting to the party, or like me?
Just what do they see? That you maybe you I don't think you've quite greeted the party yet.
Gotcha. Tall, slender, deepkin emissary there, with wild golden eyes, jet black hair, leaning on my eel, the smell of the ocean cascading off.
So,
Huh?
Yep.
and
Let's get fishy with it.
that's right. As you just kind of catch them in your view in your sort of surveillance of the area, what must be the captain and or commander of this cog fort, just a wispy, wispy brute of a dwarven ghost, sort of like wearing formerly colors of like gold and red that have sort of like faded with and decayed with time. You can see it's sort of like begun to show in him. Little like flecks of his cheek maybe missing, Balbosa style, right? Comes just sort of like takes like this sort of step and then like sort of walks through a wall and then comes out the other side. He's wearing a grand sort of like commander's cap, the sort of classic sideways like at the little hump type thing. He's got brandishing arms and armaments on his body, and he is by far the best dressed amongst the dwarves. Commander Grundlewick Brimfort, at your service.
Hello?
Grimford.
Brimfort.
Oh,
Okay.
does he like tip his hat when he says that?
Yeah, just like takes it off. We saw you stranded, and it's not in my nature to leave you stranded.
Well, I appreciate it. So, you're dead, but you two are alive. What's the story
Aye.
here? Also, why do you smell weird?
Well, you very inquisitive lad. My name is Glorfendius Shuttlestalker, and I'm out here looking for the soul binding of the Sigmarite priest Skig, mighty destroyer of cults, warm of cuddles. I don't know why he actually is warm of cuddles, but we'll find out later, I'm sure. And I need help.
Oh, well, that's good. You came to the right place then. That's us.
Yeah? Beautiful.
You stayed at the right place.
Yeah.
Aye. Great, I've been wandering in this damn cog fort for feels like months. Going through the river wastes.
Well, there's some kind of ghost war thing going on. It's complicated.
Heck me. There's
Captain.
water in here, water in there. At least we get a real one, aye?
Captain Spirit, are you part of the Ghost War?
He's got it like sits pulled out a pipe and he's like puffing on it and like the pipe is corporeal, but there's like the smoke like quickly wafts out because he can't pull like oxygen through it. You know.
Is it him coming through the pipe, or is it ghost smoke coming
No,
through the
nothing.
pipe?
No smoke. Like this, the pipe smolders and goes out, and he just like his face says it all. He just goes, it's the unspoken damn as he like puts the pipe away. Like,
Had that for a while, haven't you?
He's a little bit weird with it.
he's like, aye, this one's magic. I was hoping it might work.
Ooh,
Even in death,
hate to see it.
a good pipe weed still sounds good to me. He's like,
Cursed you to this.
Yeah, what's the story here? Like, go ahead, we're ready. You found us. We're here to help. So
Aye.
whatever, we'll save you or whatever needs to be done. Got that? That's no problem. We
Oh, no.
agree. Okay,
Glad-
so I'm
Oh.
curious though. What's with this ghost
Right.
fort? Like, how'd you get on this thing? What's the situation here? This is weird.
well, the fort was mine in life, and it seems in death I could not be separated from it. He says,
Good deal.
there is a great enchantment over these entire wastes. I've speculated
guessed.
a pendant holds us and keeps us from passing on. We mostly evade
Like a
the
necklace?
aye.
Like somebody's wearing a necklace, and so
Aye.
you can't walk this giant machine around?
Keeps us from passing on to what glory waits us beyond the veil.
Oh.
It holds
Did
us.
you die in this war? That's what I'm with Fyrgrim. He wants to know that.
Aye, millennia ago. He nods.
Okay.
We met our fate in a great battle with the Everchosen and his forces.
Gotcha. Okay. Right on.
He tells the story a lot. You stay here, you'll go and hear it again and again and again.
So how'd you come to be here, Fishman?
Well, you see, I am. Okay, so I know I seem like I'm all confident and great. I was once part of a soul binding.
Not really.
I-
But continue.
Thank you. So, alright, follow me here. I am looking for a Zinch sorcerer.
Mhm.
His name is Kazatraxa.
Never heard of him.
Oh, good for you. The right, proper muppet. Fucker trapped me soulbinding party in a magic mirror.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye, shade glass. Like Brindle is like trying to pack the pipe again. Grundlewick, sorry.
Yeah. So, my problem is I can't really take him on by myself and me eel Jeffrey the Fourth here. And I was told y'all are really good at killing chaos cults.
That's true.
Did you learn that
Not
you can't
interested.
take him on with Jeffrey the first through the third?
Hey, we don't talk about them.
Right.
What happened to the rest of your soulbind?
They're
got
still
trapped
stuck in the glass?
mirror. Aye. Zinchian spell.
It's
I'm
my
a wizard. I've got a sword, a shield, and an eel. That's all I've got, lad. You think I know the arcane magic? I'd be here with all the dead Dwarden?
He's got a good point there.
Mostly, I suspect it's a same sorcerer bloke what carries a pendant.
Ah.
A
Okay.
Zinchian cursed object.
You think this guy's
sounds
like
good.
out here somewhere amongst these wastes?
Feckin' hope so. The dwarves won't stop talking about it.
Aye, the
Okay.
shifting spire. It's a weird tower of sorts. Deep
Is
in
it
the
like
waste.
up in the air or is it on the ground?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes, he says.
All right. Well, it shifts. All right. I'm getting this. I'm learning.
Okay.
We've mostly
This tower, this huge fort, could it be going towards where you think the tower is already?
We were combing the desert, as it were, for you under
Oh, did you find anything yet?
You?
you.
Aye. We're right on it.
Glorfindius has already taken the liberty of paying your passage.
Aye.
Well, one, thank you. That's very nice. Two,
Oh,
why would you pay? Why would you charge passage? You're a ghost. What are you gonna buy? Food?
I mean, I point at his pipe. Old habits die hard. He is a dwarf.
The currency of our bargain is unimportant, and he gives Glorfindius like a look.
Aye.
Okay, sure.
When the dead have but two things:
I'm ready.
time and wasted energy. He says.
I
And a
see.
huge cog fort.
You do have that as well.
Oh
It
right.
very much helps
All
the
right.
matter.
He goes like
And
he
a sidelong glance at the Idneth. Somewhat of a soul.
Wee bit, lad.
he pats like one of the walls of the cog fort, and he's like aye. He's like, Saint Obsidia did something we couldn't. Lived.
That's the name of this building.
Aye.
The whole fort, he nods.
Well, okay. So, how do we find a Zine sorcerer in a magic tower that walks around? Fortunately, we have our own walking building, so that seems to be something in our favor.
Aye.
A lot of walking buildings out here. That's a weird thing.
He nods. He's like,
They don't have them where you're from. Sorry.
No, we don't make walking buildings.
No, we have big walking stuff, but it's usually beasts or animals.
Oh.
Don't you
Aye, that's a
sometimes
lot
throw
of them.
didn't you ever think to maybe throw a building on top of one of the walking beasts?
We
I-
can't make buildings. We usually can't stop moving long enough to create a building. I think it's holding our culture back.
It's like,
I agree. It is holding your culture back.
as for finding
mean-
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
As for finding the shift and spire, you leave that to me. He's like, we found you. That's what matters for now. He's like, we'll find you the spire too.
Okay.
I glance at Fyrgrim. What tall tales has this elf told about us?
I look very confused.
Commander Grundlewick Brimfort heads like sort of back, like he steps through the wall and he's gone someplace up. He even like you can see he's not even like on the ground. He just kind of floats and flits off. And
So, not to say what's on everybody's mind, but do they have like food you can eat in this
Exactly.
ghost fort?
Oh,
Yes.
they
Is-
actually
I look over to Bigwinter.
they
I thought
actually
you were
stocked
gonna
up.
ask how many eels he has, because that's what I was gonna ask.
Sure.
Glorfindius,
the
you've
three.
been subsisting on a steady diet of lava bloom cacti, skinned and
Aye.
dried with a pinch of salt, and fire fin skull
Sea salt.
tortoise soup.
Aye.
I've been
The
subsisting
ghosts
on
have harvested.
magma meat.
Well, they don't eat it themselves, and they keep tripping over the feckin' things.
So there's food. That's what's important.
right,
Okay, great.
it is cooked by dead dwarves who once remembered what food might have tasted like. It's horrible, but it is sustaining.
I'll be the judge of that.
And there's plenty of it. They have they heard there was an ogre. They've been stocking up conceivably for like the weeks they've been looking for you guys. And
Months.
right, time is weird here. It's wibbly wobbly.
Aye.
Plenty of it. I think you'll be the judge of that too.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You can call me Glorf. No need to be all formal with Glorfindius.
All right, Glarf.
Aye.
Can I
Excuse
get
me.
that whole name though? Because I'm like writing it down.
Glorfindius Chateau Stalker of the Umbra Venati Enclave.
There's a lot to that.
Aye. Very proud.
Of the what enclave?
Umbra Venati. I'm from Ulgu.
I've got a cousin from Ulgu.
Oh, do you?
Oh, well, I mean, I did.
Oh, what happened to him?
He died.
I...
We ate him.
Oh, good for you.
I have a story that goes almost like that.
Pretty common.
I miss my brothers from there. Lived to ripe old ages themselves.
So, like,
25.
7, 8?
No, they were in the Marty. They lived to 25. It wasn't that bad.
They were so old. They
I
must have been
ancient.
wise.
All right, well, I'm sticking out my hand. Fjormarr Bigwinter, Boulderhead Enclave.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm Skig.
I had heard about ye. And you there, Dwarden. Who might you be?
Fyrgrim, Grimharazson.
Grimharazson. Sounds very like you're a go-get-em lad, aren't you?
That's what he is.
He is.
What
Loath
is
to be
that?
spoken.
That's one of the four
I
things I
point to
like
the
about him.
eel.
The eel? Oh, a Fangmara eel. 16 feet of furious. Jeffrey, stop your bobbing of your head. He's in Sorcel. He is actually a freaking moron. Really, he just follows my head around and he just knows to bite when to bite.
You say
That's cool.
16-foot eel.
Aye?
Mm.
Aye, the great eating. Dumb as rocks. But first, let's wait for this one to die.
We probably shouldn't eat his pet now.
Pet?
Of course, I'm sure he has some sort of
Hold on,
deep,
y'all.
deep
Pets?
spiritual personal bond with his mount, which is what I'm used to.
Yeah! Aye, that's what we do. Ignore the blinders. It doesn't have eyes. It barely has teeth.
It feels like it should
Yeah.
have teeth.
It can't really
This
chew
is
through
reminding
armor.
me of home. Mornfang can't see more than 2 feet. Lore trivia. This is true.
I think more eels don't have rend. They should have better teeth, but hey, here we are. We get it on the lance instead.
This is
Alright.
the highbrow RP content people come for.
I-
The meta.
So, hey, you.
Aye?
No,
Me?
not you.
Oh,
You.
No, you have a name.
Yeah,
Oh,
you, other
Brooksy.
guy.
oh.
the
Lord.
merchant stands
Grim
up
Totem.
and pats his robes down, like brushes some crumbs from the lava bloom cacti salad, you know, like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With
So what's your
crouton?
deal?
I am Gelen Chang, a traveler much like yourself, but a purveyor of rare wares and trinkets. Sorry, it's been a long
Cool.
time since I've talked to anything other than an eel.
Aye.
Gotcha. So
You
you're
have a
stuck here
weird
too, I assume?
Nods. Since before, I was stuck here. I've been here since before, our Glorf here.
Okay. So,
To be quite honest, the ruins of Aramentia are known for many great secrets and ancient technologies. I hope to stumble upon some of them, and this is the safest passage, though it leaves me at a bit of a loss for patrons such as yourself. And he bows and takes a step back.
Great. I would like to see your wares. Do you have any cog forts for sale?
yeah, we want one of these.
I'm afraid not.
Damn.
He's sifting through the blanket he's got sprawled out in front of him.
Yeah. Upturns a bowl to look under it. No cog forts.
I have many trinkets that protect, and your enemies wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of.
Good. I'd like to double down on that concept.
I'm afraid I couldn't quite fit a cog port in my pack.
Well, something to remember for the future. It's a hot market.
You're quite right, Master Skig.
Just Skig.
My apologies, Skig.
Yeah, well, I can't think of anything I need, but hey, I'm glad that you are a trader with a D.
Aye, very important that. Listen, the
But,
next
you know-
bastard followed us around though for it.
well, I do feel like you've kind of made a misstep in getting stuck here because there's not like people to sell to. That's a real, feels like that's kind of essential to your business model. But I mean, I'm not a trader. No.
Working on
Well, he's
the
going long, I guess.
working on the supply part of it, of the business model, as it were.
I see.
For now.
Oh yeah. Step 1, get supply.
Indeed,
Mhm.
the
Oh.
ogre. I'm sorry. Mr. Bigwinter, was it? Gets it.
Yeah. How long you been stuck here?
He gives like the like equivalent. He actually opens like the lapel of his like robes, and like you see the flash of like a could be like a watch or some sort of cog type thing, or maybe even like an hourglass.
Pendant. Pendant.
And like looks at it, glances, and he's like, he gives.
You're the Zine sorcerer.
Yeah,
Got him.
got him. It was
Yeah,
that
can
easy.
Grab his wrist.
It was that
Oh, no,
easy.
okay.
Yeah,
Wrapped up like a nice little package.
yeah.
Well, there goes the side quest.
He gives about approximately 3 months.
Wow.
Real,
That's not too bad.
real time, not the deserts count. He says.
I don't know what that
Mm.
means.
You don't want to know, lad.
Okay.
But I do.
Well, look.
The Forever War takes its toll in time on the individual, and that may vary from person to person,
Mm.
memory to memory.
Have you found a way to shield yourself from this or speed it up? And my eyes are now glistening.
He like pats it, like he just kind of like smooths out the robe where you saw the trinket. And he's like, I found a shield, as it were.
How does it work?
And can you reverse it?
No, it does no such thing. It's not powerful enough to undo or manipulate the powers of this place, but it is enough to keep myself in rather good health for my age, I must say.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I can't remember this guy's name. What is the trader's name?
Gellin Chang.
Gellin Chang. All right. Gellin, I want the opposite of that shield. What are my odds?
I'm sorry,
You
but
mean like time moves faster, right?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
For what?
I can see what I can whip together this evening.
That thing.
He like he sprawls out
Oh, that's
some of
Edward? Oh, the flamed. Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, he points at the baby magma tusk or whatever.
Aye.
Wait, what did you point at?
Skig gets
What?
it.
He wants to grow the baby up. It's gonna take years. But if you've got some kind of thing that can make time go fast, we can grow this thing right up. That'll be a
Big
great
winter,
weapon
big
whenever we
brain.
find this walk-in castle.
You love to see it.
He's like, let me see what I can. Let me see what I can whip up. It may take me. It may take me the fortnight. It won't be cheap.
That's okay. If it takes a fortnight, I have a fort money.
Laugh at that.
Just a smile, Dwarden.
This is why Dwarden have beards, so they can hide the fact that they ever smile.
Okay. Well, great. Well, you two should stick with us. Is there anything interesting to do here?
Do you like talking to eels?
I mean,
Talking.
never really tried.
You know what? Yeah. I'll say yes. Bring me to the eels.
do you have more? Or just this
No,
one?
that's the one.
Hmm.
Because
Never mind.
Soundsacker decided to kill the Hard. So now we're on Jeffrey the Fourth. Ain't that right, Mr. Chang?
I'm sorry, what?
Aye, that's what I thought.
He looks genuinely perplexed.
I might be a wee bit mad from all the time going back and forth, so just smile and nod.
Could it be that the timey-wimey stuff has gotten to Glorf's head? This is not my character talking. And
But it
He's
is my
just-
character talking.
he's just like renamed the eel because he thinks the other ones died, but there's only ever been one. And so the eel is struggling to understand that its name keeps changing.
I mean, it's legitimate. That could be a real thing.
All right.
We've met an insane IDK, but I haven't met an IDK. So perhaps it's a normal IDK.
No baseline.
Point.
Well, this is a bit of an awkward Leviathan moment, you see. Well, you know how those Lumineth Realm Lords go, yeah, no, yeah? With Teclis up there with the horns?
I don't know anything you just said.
For the sake of this conversation moving forward, yes, I'm deeply aware.
Beautiful.
I feel like you just said words, but I didn't understand any of them.
Yes. You're catching on.
I agree with your words. Let's
Wonderful.
eat.
Aye?
Myriad leans over to Fyrgrim. Is this friend?
I have no idea.
And like he narrows his like like robotic skeletal eyes at Glorfindius. And he just like looms over, Skig, and obviously the ogre's taller, but he's that like thin, spindly sort of slender man Jack Skellington build, so he's just like just mean mugging Glorfindius.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go pray.
All right. At some point, as you're sort of winding down in conversation, one of the sort of crew or guards, as it were, of the cog fort comes over. Commander says you're to each have your own chamber.
Okay.
And he like leads you essentially to the barracks, and you have your pick of this bunk. We've no need of them. And like he just walks through the wall.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
Uh,
I take whatever
Pokes is-
one is the
Pokes is-
closest, because
yeah.
this is all insane luxury to me, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he pokes his head back through the wall. Oh, mess is that way. Forgive my
I
manners.
go that way.
Haven't spoken to the living in quite some time. And then he just like turns around awkwardly and leaves. That way. Yeah, it's just like sort of like bench style seating, tables, like almost like picnic table style, just long things, and there are troughs of food set up at one end of the room, and it's all like little boilerplate type things with like fires churning from the billowing engines of the cog fort.
Okay.
Keep it nice and
Right.
it's too warm. It's too warm.
It's too warm, but they wouldn't know. Yeah.
Right.
Never really liked the heat.
At a cursory glance, how quality does this cooking look?
It's what you would expect from like 100 dwarves with no taste buds and sense of touch. Just they maybe got some pointers from an eel, but
Aye. He's a wee bit of a bollocks at being a cook.
but like
All right,
it's
I'm gonna grab some so that I can eat it on the way to the kitchen. Like, I don't actually stop. I'm just like picking some stuff up and then beelining it towards the kitchen.
yeah, there's
Calmly.
like little like I said, like there's like a weird sort of like salad of these lava bloom cacti, which are like the shaved off barbs, and you have the little like they're like plates, right? And they've got like some various like roots, like root style vegetables, and just like an amalgam of things that not a ton of thought. Like, oh, here's a bunch of plants that you can eat, and then they like threw it together and from the desert. And then there's a soup that's really reminiscent of that scene of Lord of the Rings when Aragorn gets handed like the fish soup, and it's just like it's the water is gray. It's just got these big chunks of irregularly chopped like lizard meat essentially in it. So,
I'll tell you, they make a pretty good feast here. I'm eating it happily. It's pretty high quality stuff.
I poke it a little bit and then begin to attempt to eat it.
Its greatest offense is that it's bland and weird. Like it's just flavors that like when you put ginger on
And
something that
weird.
just ginger doesn't belong on it, and you're why is just
Mhm.
All right, when they've gotten their portions, I'm gonna pick up the cafeteria tub it's in, like a beer, and then walk towards the kitchen sipping it.
yeah. You see there's a cafeteria kitchen, like there's like a stack of like root vegetables in a burlap sack, and like you can see the sort of like these firefin skull tortoises, aptly named for the fact that their shells look like a skull, and then it's got like more lizard than turtle in it. Just like stacked on like little pallets, salted so that they don't spoil. So they're heavily salted. And then like the various like sort of crates of like the cacti and all the other stuff, indigenous plants to the area. Really nothing exotic. It's all local ingredients, all stuff
Right.
here.
Are there ghost cooks in here?
You catch the occasional ghost cook, like sort of caught in a loop of activity it would have had in life, and then like gaining its senses, and then like muttering to itself and kind of like going to wander off unless you interrupt it.
I do.
These dwarves that are crewing the ship, with the exception of Commander Grundlewick Brimfort himself, they all have the same habit of they'll fall into that sort of routine, that ghostly routine, and then they'll like kind of shake themselves from it as if they're fighting that like sort of desert, like forever war.
Hello, are you a chef?
In the ship.
Yes, on the cockport. Yeah.
They're fighting it in the ship.
Yes. Yeah. No, they're not actively fighting other soldiers. They're caught in the loops of activity. Every now and then, like they run and man a turret, like and shoot at a thing that's not there and stuff like that. So it does seem like they're still caught in their little loops, but they've somehow gained some sentience back.
All right. Yeah, as the ghostly cooks cycle in here,
Mhm.
I tell them to wait
No. Oh. All right.
and get the others,
Yeah.
get the other cooks.
You got like a small fleet of about 10 cooks.
Hello, are you able to stop cooking?
Yeah. We could not cook.
It seems you get stuck in loops. Is this something you can avoid?
We try hard, yeah, I suppose. It's just sometimes the mind wanders, and when the mind wanders, well,
All right.
eternity's a long time.
I would like you to stop cooking.
Okay.
I look long and hard at Bigwinter.
Like through the like little pots and pans dangling down, and
I catch the glance and then consider that for a moment. Okay. How about this? Who wants to keep cooking?
they all like kind of look at each other. Like one of them raises their hand.
Okay. I will teach you how to cook. The rest do not need to cook. You can pursue personal betterment in the afterlife, however you feel the need to.
I did always want to, man, one of the big cannons. Says the one like looking up.
Yeah, that is a good dream. I like pointed him.
He like rushes off through one of the walls, you know, and he's just gone.
I got to remember to give that guy a trophy rack. The ancient tactical secrets of making a cannon fire twice. Okay, this is food, and then we time wipe, and I
Yeah,
teach the guy how to cook.
teaching him how to
And
cook.
I'll be, if this is like a base of operations for a while, I'll be like cooking in here all the time.
Okay.
And I teach him how to cook for other people. I've so far gathered the difference between cooking for myself and cooking for other people. The ingredients you use are wildly different. But I've got that much so far. Anyway,
I mean, you even have a talent for cooking, as I recall.
I do. I spent XP points to be able to cook. Yes.
So I want you to roll a mind. We'll do like a light. Yeah, we'll do a mind. Where's my other sheet?
Oh, to
Teach.
to do a teach. Yeah.
To teach.
You sure this isn't more like a
Soul even?
beast handling? No, I'm kidding. All right, I'm mind what?
Let's go with mind. And you know what? I will allow beast handling.
Beast handling was a joke. I feel like it seems like it might be halfway between. I don't even know what teaching would be. I actually don't know.
Maybe just the crafting skill itself that's associated to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
perhaps.
lore potentially. Yeah. Yeah.
So you teach in theory or practice?
Both. So we'll do
practice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So we'll go with
teaching
craft
practice.
mind.
Yeah, just mind. Yeah.
Yeah, craft mind.
All right, I got 2 4s and a 3.
Okay. Yeah, the first evening he seems to be like it seems to be clicking. You start with the basics like anything, right? It seems to be clicking and yeah, we'll come back to this in a minute, like on the next evening.
Yeah, I wanted to we don't need to RP through me teaching him necessarily. If we're going to be here for a while, I'll just be teaching him every day and cooking for everyone as like a thing to do on the ship. I mean, fort.
Yeah,
A bit of both.
Yeah, kind of deliberately so. Okay, that evening pretty much passes without incident. You all head to sleep, and let's see here. We're going to cut to Fyrgrim. Fyrgrim, you have another restless night. The time you've spent in this desert has, I think it's become apparent to your party that like, it's wearing on you more than the rest of the party. The timey-wimey quality or the dreams or whatever. So we cut to you. Just, it's black, it's blurred. You can see the terrain sort of shifting and bobbing of, sort of this golden sands desert with the crimson sort of splotches between, and it's just blurred. You can't make out anything specific, and you just hear a woman's voice saying, "The binding is shattered. We've lost him, Fyrgrim. We've lost them all. You must live. Find others." And, like, Fyrgrim looks down and, like, clutched in his arms, which are bleeding, there's a shattered blade, a broken bow, and shards of a glaive. And a gem with it all. You stumble. Time skips as you see sort of the terrain sort of shift between desert to eventually jungle. You fall down and pass out for countless time. You see the stars spin above you and seem to kind of go in a time lapse. And then you see what at first you take as a godly visage bathed in light, gold, and lightning. And then, like, this little sniffer of a nose comes through and pierces the mirage. And you sort of roll to your side and mutter, "You'll have to do. I don't got much time left." And it's your voice saying these words, and you come to.
It's my voice. Spin that cactus.
You guys wake up the next day to a bustle of activity. The cog fort is in full like roar and motion. Gellin beams at the party as they sort of like exit the barracks and into the sort of commons, the sort of common area, the street as it were, or the deck. It's more cobbled stone and street and metal, and you know it's a fort.
Mm-hmm.
So you step out. He beams and he looks directly at Bigwinter and he's like, I think I might have figured it out, but it's gonna take some doing. He says.
Okay.
He like kind of like leads you over to one of the sort of like one of the sort of like bastions, you know, that like overlooks the area where you might have like archers or cannoners or something like that. And like he gestures out and you can see like twirling through the desert these sort of like ethereal electrified like cogs just roaring around, and then like they seem to slow up, speed, and like rewind, and you can see the wind and all the area around them. He's like, "I'm going to need you to catch that." And he points at it.
And this is just sort of etheric stuff.
Yeah, it's like chronomatic. It's an endless spell, like currently tearing through like the wild. It looks like sort of these magnetically held and spinning cogs. Every now and then you see a pop or crackle of electric sort of magical energies.
I have just the thing. Translator's note. I might not have just the thing, but he thinks he does.
You may, he says, but I was thinking you could use this. And he holds up like a weird like sort of grapnel contraption, and on the end you can see it's like sort of two halves of a like of an hourglass that would snatch down. It's ogre sized.
Oh yeah, like you'd mount it normally on something? Cool,
Yeah,
okay.
he's like, it might be a little large, he says, so you're going to need to aim for the center and capture its main etheric energies. It could be dangerous, he says. Well, it most certainly will be. But I'll shave half the price off for you.
Oh, great. I was going to do it anyway just so it'd happen faster. But I agree to your previously stated terms. What's the range on this thing?
You're going to have to get close, I'm afraid.
Side note, how fast is this cog fort moving? If I like go down and try to chase after an endless spell, is this thing just gone? Like long legs?
I mean, it's like a little bit of the Godzilla thing, right? Like it takes really big steps and it moves pretty consistently. It's faster than you can like chase it down, yeah. You'd need like a mount or something to catch back up with it.
Right. Do you have any spy glasses on this thing?
He like fumbles through like one of his inside pockets and like hands you one.
All right, I'm gonna look in front of the cog fort to try to find one that's like in the path, and then we're gonna like hang off of this thing's foot as it's like walking past it and try to shoot it.
Perfect.
which undoubtedly will make the shot more difficult. I understand that,
Yeah.
but it's better than being left behind.
Yeah, so you're on the chronomatic dune, trying to capture some chronomatic cogs.
Yeah, and I put on a cape just so I look cooler when I'm doing this.
All right. Is anyone gonna help you down? Like, you're gonna have are you cluing in the party?
None of these things have occurred to me, but I am not trying to hide it or anything.
Yeah, if I'm around, I'll help him.
Aye.
It's a question of whether or not he wants help.
Yeah, that's fine.
You notice
Not-
the exchange. You may catch bits and pieces of the conversation.
Yeah, and I'm
They're
walking back and forth. I'm getting a spyglass. I'm asking people for capes. There's plenty of opportunities to happen across me.
So, what's the plan?
Aye.
All right.
Bigwinter with an armful of cape, walking over to the ledge.
Very regal.
All right, so I'm gonna catch me an endless spell.
Okay.
I've hunted many creatures in my days, but never a spell. This is exciting. I got a big gun to shoot it with. I got a cape to look cool with.
Mm-hmm.
I got ropes. I got a spyglass to see it.
You got to roll.
I mean, it seems like you're pretty in order.
Aye.
You want our help? I don't know what I can do against an endless spell. Probably just pray at it. But, that's fine. I can do that.
My plan is watertight all the way up until shooting it. After that, it's just the infinite blackness of space. So if you have something ingenious to do after that point, I would appreciate it.
Well, I'll say, just in case it goes south, how about I go down there and try to keep you alive?
Yeah.
Fyrgrim, you're aware with your Urgold familiarity that Urgold has an effect on endless spells.
Okay.
That it can be used to help contain them, or you can do stuff with it.
Yeah, you should be the one coming along. You're the one with magic.
Jeffrey and me will be
I
a
can-
great sharing section.
I'll join them.
That's useful. Does your eel eat endless spells or anything?
No, but we can fly you close.
Is that thing big enough to carry him? I feel
Fylgrim.
like it'd be a lot.
16 feet long.
Oh, the ogre.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Jeffrey, he's it'll struggle, but are you ready, lad?
Strong eel.
It could probably carry Skig is basically a freebie for being carried. It could probably fit you and Fyrgrim and Skig. You're not certain it would fit the ogre. It needs some of the extra girth to its body to actually maneuver.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Be a very straight line.
Could it handle just the ogre and and Glorf?
It would be difficult, but it could potentially. At least in a emergency type situation, yeah. You're not gonna yeah. Yeah, it could. It'd be difficult, but it could.
Well, we could always call a halt to the fort. There's no reason they have to keep walking. You could tell them to, stop going for an hour so we can go get this spell.
And that's why you're the brains of the
Oh, I
operation.
didn't think of that part.
You look sadly
This
at
is
your
why I
cape.
went to find you. It is a fantastic cape, though, lad. It was great with your good
Maybe there'll
cape.
be a breeze down there. We can, the plan isn't ruined.
Aye.
I will go find the captain wherever he is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you just kind of wind your way up through some of the stairs, and the captain's some sort of observatory deck in the cog fort. You see Commander Grundlewick Brimfort, sort of staring just out over the horizon, off, trying to the cog fort is going more adjacent to the chronomatic dunes, not through. It's avoiding them. So.
Excuse me, Captain.
Aye, he says, turning around.
We need you to call a halt here for, I don't know, like an hour or something.
It's, something wrong?
No, we got to go catch one of those cogs from over in those sand dunes over there.
Understood, he says.
So, we'll be back. And, keep working on finding that sorcerer or whatever. But, yeah, we'll be back shortly. We got to go catch a spell. Whatever that means.
Alright, he's like, aye. And then he, barks some orders in Duarden, and the cog fort's, slows to a halt gradually. You can feel the, legs craning beneath it as they, kind of slowly, come to a stop and kind of splay out a little bit so it can hunker down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it stopped. Let's do this.
All right, I'm so loaded up. I got all the gear. I'm ready.
Aye. Jeffrey's ready for a flight.
All right, so how are you approaching this?
Full tracking survival mode. I got a cape that's the color of the desert. I'm using the type of tracking that I can only assume will also help with endless spells. This is never tracked those before.
This will be great practice for trying to take down Atraxia.
Is he an endless spell?
Is she an endless spell?
Well, there's Zinch. They keep shooting them out left, right, and center.
I think isn't that different?
Is it?
I don't
I've
know.
hunted wizards before, just not particularly their spells.
Oh.
Yeah, wizards aren't
Cool.
scary.
Those are kind of scary. I could see someone being scared of wizards.
We've been scared. Some of us might have had a bit of a run-in once or
It
twice.
depends on the wizard, if I gotta be honest.
Yeah, especially tall ones.
The problem with wizards is they rely on magic, and magic is always weaker than faith. Their stupid spells can be stopped by faith, but my faith can't be stopped by their magic. So, which is superior?
I've seen this happen.
I've heard stories.
Yeah, Faith OP.
Sigmar intensifies. All right. Yeah, the lift goes down. The lift drops down. Go ahead and actually roll the survival,
Sure,
to track it.
All right, I brought capes for all of you.
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you kindly.
They're desert colored.
Aye.
I throw mine on the ground and kick it around and stuff to get some soot on it. All right, we're going survival.
Myriad ties their cape on, rather primly.
Yeah, around the waist.
He's got a cape on top. They've got a cape on top of their cape now.
All right. What's my target number so I can apply the bonuses?
All right, so it's actually going to be a DN 4-3.
Okay. In which case, I got 6, 4, and 5, and then 1 and 2. So I guess I'll just add the bonus to the 4 and make it a 5. So I got 3.
Exactsies. All right, yeah. You get a line on a particularly smaller endless spell. It's like the.
Whoa, I
oh,
thought
wait.
this was a success.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to go for the big one? All right, fine.
Aye.
My bad. Okay, my bad. There's one that's there's the chromatic cogs are just kind of whizzing, sideways and past each other like little blades and tumbleweeds, right? Throughout the field, like a roving pack of almost pseudo sentient creatures, and just whirring past. You lock eyes with the one, however. You see it there. It is off on the horizon, up on its own dune, majestically, larger than any other.
This is the
I'm
one.
just following his lead, by the way.
Aye.
He's the hunter, so we're just.
Yeah. Oh,
All All right.
Maintain the stealthy approach.
With your survival, you're able to kind of like navigate through this like the dunes with the party and stay relatively out of harm's way. A little bit of the fear and loathing in Las Vegas thing starts to happen though, where like the time stretches and slows as the party's making its way through, and you're seeing little like vapor trails of the party and stuff, and then they like speed back up and catch up with you. You know, you come and you round around some like rock feature, and as you come around it, you can already see like the shadow version of yourself out ahead of you, and you catch up with it, and it's just like all manner of like time is just.
I turn
super
back to the party. Careful, this is gear country.
You get to within.
And also, I use my brain right now to try to remember exactly what he said about capturing one of these. Was it capture dead or alive, or
He said shoot for like the center gear, basically.
shoot for the center gear? But then, like, am I supposed to bring this back alive and operable, or can it be smashed? Probably not smashed. Yeah, we're gonna have to pacify it. All right.
All right. As the party sort of enters the zone of the chronomatic cogs, I need everyone to make a DN 5-2 soul fortitude check.
Okay.
Soul fortitude?
Mhm.
All right, so I'm applying soul as the base to a fortitude roll. Okay.
Yeah, this thing is like just
What was it?
5-2.
Successful.
Fortitude.
Successful?
I got 2.
Aye.
Failed. One success.
Yeah, we good.
All right. So, Grimnir, you fail, and like, so as you guys get like into the zone, you can actually see these sort of like ripples and waves coming off of it, and with little like trails and tails of like electrical magical energies. One of them happens to like crack you as you come through, as it comes through. In game terms, you can either move or act, not both, and you can't use metal.
Right.
You
Metal.
furthermore
Okay.
take 2 points of damage can't be prevented via armor. And like
And
you
magical damage prevention reduce it?
yeah, I'd say so if you have like a magical specific thing.
My runes?
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Urgold specifically, yeah. So you can reduce that then in that case. Yeah. So this is just on the sort of upon entering the zone. You also happen to do that thing where you kind of like look over, and as it shocks you, it blasts this like energy doppelganger out of you, which is still standing there. It doesn't, unlike the other ones where you catch up and stuff. It's just like there, out of sync with you.
Can we see it?
Yeah, the party sees that.
Neat. There's 2 of you now. Go like this.
It's mirroring your motions right now. Like,
Cool.
How many cogs are there?
it's the like, I mean, it's an amalgam of, and they're kind of whirring around each other,
Oh, they're
and
kind of
spinning.
going around.
Yeah.
Right. Is it? How do I put this? Is it traveling or is it stationary?
It's moving. Yeah, it is traveling. It's like the cogs are spinning and whirring, and then they kind of reconfigure a little bit, and then it sort of like
Are
rolls
they getting
along.
any of that ghosting effect or no?
No, mostly they're giving off the ripples and electrics.
Okay,
And
so they're the source of it, but it's not affecting them. All right. It probably notices us because it hit Fyrgrim, but anyway, we're gonna fire the ballista and aim at the center, like you said.
okay. So just a ranged attack. Because you're aiming for a like it's a called strike. It's quote unquote defense goes up by a step. So it has should be
My
good.
ballistic is average.
It goes to good defense. It's an endless spell. Doesn't really have great defense or anything like that. But so it goes.
By the way, I will heal Fyrgrim and put up a bolster of faith around us.
I've heard about this.
Continue.
Yeah. It goes to good on account of the called strike. So
Okay, so I need 4s then because I'm average.
it starts at 4s, and it's
You need
pretty-
5s because it's higher
I
than you.
need
You
5s,
need
alright.
5s.
1-5. Oof.
So like, what ends up happening is you launch it and you catch the center gear and like the sort of clamps with this little like almost living like time glass is like in the process of like clamping down, but then the sort of timey-wimey stuff begins to happen and it like goes into like slow motion. You hit it, but it's not like a clean or perfect shot, so it's like it's on target, but like just not perfect. Like you don't quite get through the gears as they're whirring around it, and you get kind of stuck in a little bit. You're gonna make that same DN5 to Soul Fortitude check again as it
Alright.
starts to fight you, and you're going to separately make a DN5 to Body Athletics to maintain like this sort of like wrangling that you have going on.
Alright, I'm gonna do the Soul Fortitude first. And I got that. 2 5s.
Okay.
And the athletics should be a little easier. Is this one? What is this? A
Yeah,
5
this is
as
Body
well?
Athletics. This is Body Athletics. So you're just like this is where you're actually trying to huge and wrangle it.
Yeah, I got 3 of those.
Okay. So you maintain control of it. You seem to actually like sort of finagle in such a way to where like you're actually able to like sort of pull it towards you and reel it in like a fishing thing, and you're like classically fighting this thing. Who was that? The tall tale that like lassoed a tornado. What was it?
Oh, that's it's not John Henry. Who am I thinking
Picus.
of?
Paul Bunyan.
Yeah,
Picos.
Paul Bunyan with the blue ox, right? I
Was
think
it-
he lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
That
Paul
sounds about right.
or Pico Spill or something like that? Yeah, so you're like you got a little bit of your own like sort of time adventures version of that going on right now. Essentially comes around to the next set of actions. Everyone in the party that stays in the zone is going to have to make that DN5 2 soul. Yours, Fyrgrim, goes DN5 3 because you've been hit once.
All right.
It's cumulative. The longer you stay here, the worse the time effect gets.
It's not going to be good.
Three successes.
2 successes.
2.
2.
Fyrgrim, you're lashed for another 2 damage. A sort of reverberation happens between you and this like sort of a time doppelganger, this sort of temporal clone, and it gets blasted with the overspill of energy, and like grimaces at you, and like pulls up like weapons, and like where it's been kind of mirroring you, it actually like takes a step towards you and is going to be lunging towards you at the bottom of the round.
To know.
The party,
Oh, war fight.
yeah.
You got to pull yourself together, lad.
See, because it's also you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Glorf, what did you get on your save? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I got 2 successes.
All right, you're good. What did Bigwinter get? 2 as well. All right, your party's fine. The party does notice there is now double Fyrgrim, and one of them's like actually sort of like in motion to like kind of go strike him, with his hammer.
So,
Go ahead.
you guys are like fighting to control this endless spell, right?
Mhm.
Is it made out of metal?
There are there's some metal components to it. It's not entirely metal though, because a lot of it's about 50-50 energy and metal. And it's more that it pulls metal into the air as the endless spell forms. It actually pulls in like the metal magnetically to form these gears, and they're sort of roughshod together and sort of technomancied into place and stuff like that to make these like really cool environmental cog type effects.
Okay.
Quick question for everyone around. does Bigwinter need us to go and wrangle the spell, or do we have to deal with Fyrgrims?
No, I'll just let him be for now. He'll be fine.
Aye. Good.
I think it'll become really obvious if I suddenly need help. Like, I can't roll these 5s forever, but
All right, if no one does any sort of thing apart from just sort of deal with what's going on, we'll go into the next
Yeah,
one.
I mean, my action is to heal Fyrgrim again.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not taking damage. Like my runes are negating all the damage, so that's not an
That's
issue.
fine.
The question is
the question is, if
how
you hit
can
yourself,
I...
do you hurt, or are you just tanking this? I think that's
No, I think I have to tank it. The question is I'm gonna try to break the endless spell.
You're gonna try to
Right.
break it?
We're trying to capture it.
no. We're trying to capture it and not break it. Otherwise, I would go up and smash it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we can't break it.
Like,
I wish we could.
I know protection missions are the worst kind. You want to just smash. I get it.
Jeffrey wants to get in a nice nasty charge.
Well,
wants to
I mean,
eat
I
him.
could curse a rust. I could curse a rust and turn all the metal to nothing, which might take out the spell, because the cogs wouldn't turn at least. Probably
It's
about.
probably gonna hurt what we need here because we need this thing alive.
Mm-hmm.
And another quick question, lads. What do we do about the other angry Dwarden coming for
Oh, he's
Fyrgrim?
fine.
He's fine.
Like,
Dude,
there's just-
Fyrgrim is big. He'll just take it.
I love the absurdity of what's going on right now.
He's so defensive, he can't even hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean that is a true statement.
Like, literally, if you look at his
I mean,
character
but-
sheet, I bet he couldn't damage himself if he really.
Well,
If he really suited
that's
up.
a true statement. Like I am not able to. I am not physically capable of hurting myself. But in the meantime, I'm gonna fire off probably a spell
Okay.
just to make sure.
All right, we'll do Bigwinter real quick because that's sort of like the top of the order, just as we're going through the
Right.
like in sort of cinematography. So Bigwinter, you once again, you got to do your soul thing. So you get an
Athletic
extra
body.
soul save each time through because you're like latched onto it. So you got to
Sure.
do your 5-2, and then you got to do your strength one.
All right, here's my soul fortitude, and we're good.
Okay.
Exactly 2.
Yep.
I really am pleased with that training I did in fortitude. And then athletics body. This is the easy one.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is a classical Mephisto hand wrestling rules. You've pulled it like you kind of locked it up first. You've got it about the halfway point. So you're like you're reeling it towards you. All the gears are like spinning and like there's sparks flying off now as they like kind of clank into each other and they clamor. And you've got it about like halfway to you as this glass begins to like close down around it more. Then everyone. So
it's
then
like it's forming like a shade glass prison around this thing. Is that what it's doing?
yeah, exactly. It's like a shade glass hourglass style prison thing, and that it's got the sort of two orbs on the sides, more pure spheres than like actual, and then it's got the sort of the half spheres of shade glass, and it's got this almost living looking metal, and you can see it sort of webbing around and kind of coming together as it pulls down towards the middle.
Cool. This trader just has more and more things I want to buy.
aye.
Yeah, we should get one of these permanently.
Really, if he could actually be more of a conversationalist, it'd be better. But you'd make what you do.
No, I mean we should get one of these spells permanently. And one of these guns. Do you think he sells these spells? Are there other ones we can keep around?
Well, if we had to go get it, he probably doesn't have any. We could sell
Maybe
them.
he just didn't have
to him.
this one.
We
That's a
could
good point.
be traders.
Wow. Now who is the traitors, right? We turn it
Aye.
around on him. Have you dealt with that
Also-
doppelganger yet? How's that going over there?
This is when the ogre discovered capitalism. We could sell these to him.
Everyone in the party, make your soul saves real quick.
All right. Well,
Wait, you said it's a what? Fortitude?
This is a soul fortitude 5-2.
Soul fortitude. Soul fortitude. What is a soul fortitude?
You can technically tie any skill to any stat. They have a default stat, but you can technically reroute them to anything.
Yeah, and so like in my case, I take my normal fortitude and I subtract 1 because my soul is lower than my body.
Right. It's just like in D&D. You can, normally acrobatics is dexterity, but if it was like if you were trying to do that thing out of Ocean's 12 with the little guy dancing around, you might make it like an intelligence acrobatics or something.
Mhm.
You got to know the pattern.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, in this case, it's you're not physically resisting the magical energies. You're magic resisting it, right? Like it's trying to do crazy stuff to twist your soul in weird ways and mess with time.
I got 4 successes.
2.
Big soul
failed.
energy here. What, you failed
I-
again? Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I'm at needing 3 successes, right?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Oh, 4.
Oh
need
yeah, I
4
would have
that
failed
time.
every
I
time
failed
if it was
1.
3 as well.
Failed 1.
Uh,
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Throw my name in the pot
Look
too. I failed completely. I blame Jeffrey.
All right. So like at this point, like another one of these bolts hits you for 2, quote unquote nothing. The overlap energy like whips into this sort of temporal clone, and the temporal clone begins to pull in magnetic and ferrous materials from the land around it, and it's like getting huger now than you. As it-
Oh,
When your clone
and you
is
can
taller
see,
than you,
and you can
that's-
see these like little wisps of more energy of these like temporal clones beginning to like sprout off, and just like beginning to like try to take form, but then like winking out as if maybe taking another one of these is really bad news.
Well, I cannot physically succeed again. So
I think maybe
it's not possible.
I think maybe you should get him out of here on the eel.
That's
It
what
doesn't
I'm
seem like
thinking
you
too.
guys are real good with this stuff.
No. Are you ready for a ride, Fyrgrim?
Did you fail, by the way?
I failed horribly. Jeffrey was a bastard and didn't dodge.
All right, you took 2, and now you're starting to see the this is the first one you take 2, and then you see the shadow clone next. So,
Aye.
so it blasts through you. You can see it start your little like own temporal clone beginning to form. Yep. What do you do, Skig? Before I get to Fyrgrim, because I feel like Fyrgrim's got a nice fat stack of actions he's about to unload.
I mean, I don't have anything I can do. So
I heal both of them and continue to bolster faith.
Okay. So, Fyrgrim, you can move or attack. You can't do both. Neither, and you can't use metal. The same penalty.
I will leave.
All right, you move out the zone effectively. Your clone, your temporal clone, is like locked on you and following you out the area.
It's fine. This way.
Aye.
Good. That's the best outcome. The worst outcome was all the clones dogpile me.
Glorfindius, you also sort of leave the zone. You're sort of parallel to you're without
Fyrgrim?
to Fyrgrim, and you're
You're
classically
confusing.
running in slow motion as though you have half movement.
Aye. And the worst part is it's Jeffrey running. I'm riding him. He's just going up and down and up and down, but we're going nowhere.
yeah, the slow wave. So then we'll do the your clone chases after you. Fyrgrim, it is going to take a swing at you.
Cool.
Grab my Lumineth dice here. What's your amazing defense at? Actually, what's your offense and defense?
So my defense is what's above good? I'm superb defense, and I am good melee.
Okay, superb, good. So that should be at 5s, right? Its dice pool is based on the magic, not on you.
No, superb. No,
That's
superb to good is 6s because it's
6s.
2 above.
All right, 6s.
Good, great, superb.
That's actually 4 6s. These Lumineth
And you-
dice OP.
Oh.
Please nerf.
Are they the yellow dice or the?
It doesn't have any bonus damage. It's just the sort of like unfettered magical energy. This clone like trying to hit you. It's currently pulling more objects and debris to it. You suspect it's going to get you.
Cool. So he does 5, which I then subtract by.
I thought you said 4.
I said 4.
3.
Yeah, he's 4 6s. There's no.
Oh, he doesn't use my weapon.
No. It's
No,
just the
he's
magic.
got magic stuff.
Magic.
So.
It's just like a magic.
Okay.
It's hitting you with like what looks like your weapon, but it's just magic energy coursing over you, essentially.
Cool. That's good. Take it. Take my 1.
Fyrgrim, kill yourself.
Stop it! I tell myself to stop it.
Yeah, stop that.
Fyrgrim, do you want me to charge you?
No. Need to stop it.
The next round of this, save from Bigwinter, and save from Bigwinter, save from Skig. The other two are out of the area now.
All right, I succeeded on the fortitude, and I'm doing the athletics.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. You've got it basically right in front of the machine. You're kind of like wrangling it down like that, in Mephisto's arm wrestling
And
rules. It's hovering.
I have to like wait for this thing to work, so I can't like meddle and just capture it, right?
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I'll allow a
I'm
metal
gonna
here.
meddle and, like, capture
I
it.
know
You
exactly
get
how this.
2 metal. I'll use 2 metal to do it.
Yeah, burn 2 metal. I'll allow it. Roll the body check again.
We're good.
All right. You actually like get kind of impatient. Like you've got it like just a lunging distance outside of you, and that's precisely what you do. You lunge onto it and
I'm
like
in charge range. It's over.
yeah, and you just like and you like grab onto the sphere and begin like forcing it closed and you're just like wrestling around it like as it's like these cogs are rattling about as you capture sort of the essence, the central sort of animus of this and begin to slab it into the sphere, this sort of like this time glass.
Like stand over it, raise both my arms. Who do you think you are? I am.
Fyrgrim, as he does this sort of temporal clone of you gets pulled back as the energy, the sort of extra energy disperses into the atmosphere, but that initial wisp kind of trails back inside. I want you to roll a mind fortitude. This doesn't have a negative. This is for a narrative thing later on.
Mind fortitude.
And it's gonna be 4s. Tell me how many you get. 2, I think you said. Okay.
2.
All right. So yeah, as you're the you gets, you're just like stop it, like it's basically, and then it's just like it gets pulled back inside. It doesn't really scream, doesn't make any noise. It's just the electrical crackle and energy as it gets pulled inside the sphere, and then boom. Yeah.
I listen to myself. Awesome.
You listen to yourself. Yeah. So you can see the other cogs beginning to like take notice that you've attacked the alpha cog. Like they're like rallying and stuff, and they spin on their weird paths and they start coming over to this area.
Can you capture more?
Do I have any more bolts for this thing?
Roll a luck check, 2d6. We'll see if he gave you like a spare.
7.
I would say there's like one spare, like one extra orb, like in the butt of it, because it's kind of like a big weird crossbow thing, like a ballista. It's ogre size, so it's huge. There's like one spare orb like this in the butt of the, or in the stock of it, that you can like reload on the like weird like harpoon front.
Put the second bolt in, crank it up. Let's dance.
Yeah, if we get another one, we can sell it.
Yeah.
That could
And
lower
this
the
other
price.
one's probably not the biggest one, so it might be easier.
All right.
Indeed.
This is going to require a roll for initiative as we move into like heist mode, like getaway chase. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, quick question. How are you guys doing initiative again?
We do a D6 plus your initiative score for some variance.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. Yep. If you remember what my initiative is.
No, I don't. I've got your
11,
character
so-
sheet somewhere, but
And Ideneth Deepkin, I bet it's double digits, baby.
Damn right.
you mean it might be approaching
Strike hard,
Skig levels?
strike fast.
I'm not that fast. I'm fast, but I'm not that fast.
Myriad's going to be a 10. The herd, the chronomatic herd is going to be a 8. They're actually quick. I
Okay.
just rolled terrible.
Well,
All right. So, Big Winter, what are you on?
10.
And we'll say that there's
Alright.
about 5 of them a zone. No, we'll go with 3 of them a zone away.
Fyrgrim?
It'd be a
6.
Okay.
okay. So you're saying it's my initiative plus what I rolled. I want to make sure because it's a big number.
It's a D6 plus whatever your initiative number is. Yes, correct.
Yes. So that is a 17.
Sounds good. Short version of your name
What is
again?
this, high
Rocco, I'm
tide?
sorry.
Glorf.
Glorf. Okay. 17. Yeah, that's fast.
Yep. That did that's me.
You said the cogs were on an 8, right?
Yep.
And then what was on a 10?
Myriad's on the 10.
Oh, Myriad, of course. Yeah, duh. Of course. How could we forget old Myriad? All right. Well, Glorf, guess what? You're first, buddy.
The
That's
effects,
a bonus right there.
the debuff of the debuff has worn off from that cog. All of its magic's contained into that bauble right now. So you're not, neither of you are debuffed currently.
Right.
That could change very rapidly.
Aye, so do you want me to be bait? Really,
Well,
all I've been doing is running around.
I think you should take the dwarf and get out of here.
All right, Fyrgrim, up on the saddle.
We'll handle the cogs. We're gonna capture one more, and then we'll meet back up with you.
Okay.
Don't worry,
A little bit
it's a little one.
disoriented. So, I mean, it's going to take me a while to do that. I'm at the end.
All right, Jeffrey, put him up yourself. Let's go, lad.
If this was an anime, he'd just be hanging onto like the tail and like flapping behind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, Myriad's got a good soul score. And undead qualities. He hangs out with the party.
Lots of good
He
souls
stays
for
a
that
zone back though, just sort of like as a buffer.
Sure.
Just
Myriad's
Yeah,
gonna stay behind
In
us.
fact, I'm gonna have him hold the giant encased thing.
Oh,
while
he
we-
gives to Myriad. He
do.
puts it like looks at like he's got his like sort of general shawl, right? And then he's got like the cape you gave him that he's tied on top of his shawl, and he like uses the shawl and like ties it up, and so it's like a little satchel on the side, and he's got it in there, and he just gives you a thumbs up.
Nice. Like 5 thumbs up, however many arms he's got.
Just the two.
Don't open that one and sniff it or whatever.
We do not have a sense of smell.
Whatever you do with your normal
Alright,
bottles.
with humor, I guess. Boom, boom.
No.
The,
All right.
the faintest hint of a grin cracks on
Mhm.
on Myriad's face.
Mhm.
So they peace out. Then next up is who goes next?
Me.
All right.
So they're coming to us, right?
Yep.
To Big
Three-
Winter and I.
3 of them, and then more of the herd will be getting toward range in a couple rounds. So
Okay. So do we want to start? What are we doing here, Big? I'll jump on your back. Are we just like gonna move lead, catch one? We're gonna try to scare the rest away. What's the plan?
Yeah, this is a quick in and out. Shoot one. Absolute maximum reeling
Mhm.
and book it.
Okay.
If I miss, we're just, hey, that's life. We're out.
Okay. Sounds good. In which case, I'll just keep the bolster faith going. It makes it hard for other things to enter the zone, so it'll break them up. Like chances are, if you had multiple things try to rush the zone, like they couldn't all get in. So that's up. When one of them tries to enter our zone, Meth, I'll tell you what the effect is. Okay.
sounds great. So to be fair, you kind of go into the zone with that like initial 3 though to be able to fire.
Yeah,
and there wouldn't be any problem with those initial 3 because you're bolster faith.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So yeah, you're into the zone with 3 of them. You pick out the one. You keep your bolster faith up and master blaster style hop on Bigwinter's back. Then I think Myriad would go. Yeah, I missed the.
Yep, Myriad is next.
Myriad just like maintains like a in case he needs to jump in there and help fight some stuff off. He's just ready to like be in there, quickly. And then they go, or is it Bigwinter next?
It's big.
Bigwinter, nice. All right, go ahead.
All right, so then I started blasting. My ballistic is average.
It's good because you're making the called.
Okay.
It would be.
So I need 5s. Ooh, holy. All right, 4. Huge.
Got them?
Nailed it.
You love to see
All right,
it.
and like metal.
Yep, you got your
max
2.
Reeling.
Oh, you're gonna double metal. Okay, so
Reeling intensifies.
first things first, you got to make the soul save for hitting it and like the sort of like aftershock of latching on, the sort of conductive.
Got my 2. Well, 3 actually this time.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna metal. I'll let you pull 1 extra time. Like,
okay.
So you pull the initial time for the shot, and then you're gonna pull again. So provided you get the body checks, and we're doing the Mephisto patented arm wrestling rule.
I lost 1 dice here. Oh, nice. All right, yeah, success. I got 2.
All right, so 2, and then metal. So roll again.
Oh, the soul thing.
Body again. You said you're gonna metal twice to pull it faster.
Oh, I thought we were spending 2 to do it once. I'm spending 2 to do it twice.
Remember when you shot it initially, you didn't pull it at first. You just shot it. You pulled it once, and then you're pulling it again. So.
Okay, all right. 2 successes that time.
That does it. I mean, that's how many you need. So, it's dwindling. It's just out of reach. Top of the line. We won't refresh initiative. We'll maintain the initiative order.
Well, they're still. Hold on. It's their turn. It's the cog's turn.
You're
The
right.
other 2.
All right. Make 3 of these soul saves.
All right.
What's the DC on this? Because the smaller cogs.
You're right.
And just him or both of us?
You're right. They are the smaller cogs. I'm gonna do it's 1-5-2 and 1-4-2.
Okay. And that's both of us, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Because like 2 of them are like
So
on the.
we're making 3 saves.
Just
at...
the 2 right now.
okay.
A 5-2,
So 1, 5,
a 5-2,
1,
and a 4-2. Just because their energy is more like compounding rather than.
Yep.
Okay. So then, and I just assumed Skig's fine. All right. Next turn. Why don't you go ahead and lead with your soul save? And
hold on. Fyrgrim is on the eel. I didn't know if there's anything you wanted to do while I was.
Oh yeah,
You
Fyrgrim.
guys have a turn here.
Okay.
I flee on the eel.
I have a question for Fyrgrim. Fyrgrim, if you can hear me over the wind, what happened to the elf that was with you, party?
I look at the elf.
The daughter of Cain.
Oh. She left.
Oh, okay.
So that would have been Fyrgrim's action, top of the line. They have a little mini conversation sidebar. Skig, do anything different?
Nope. I maintain the thing. Keep the other cogs out, and I move. I move wherever Bigwinter moves. Like I'm just riding around on my bone breaker here.
Yeah. And then I think Myriad sees that this is in hand, and Myriad's gonna like kind of take off towards the ship as they start to converge from the flank too. Like as the rest of the herd is just kind of getting aware. So then that leaves Bigwinter.
All right. Soul 5-2. We're good. And athletics 2.
All right. You can meddle and grab it. Just one. This isn't the big alpha one before. This one doesn't, struggle.
All right, got him.
Okay. You meddle and just same thing before. Kind of pounce forward, clasp it down, wrestle a little bit. You've got it.
If this was 5-3, I would have failed 11 rolls in a row. So I don't blame Fyrgrim at all.
Okay. They go. So it's gonna be just 2 4-2s now, because you've kind of you've blocked one off.
Yep.
Skig's not even rolling. He's like, I can't fail these.
No, I rolled. I don't have my dice in front of me, so I'm just using a little dice roller on the computer.
That's fair.
And yes, it, like smoked it easy.
All right. So then it goes sort of Fyrgrim. Any conversation or throw an axe or a hammer? Nah. Just peacing out.
No. Oh,
right.
Peacing out.
All right. Continue to peace out with Glorf. Glorf maintains the speed.
Oh, Jeffrey, go!
They go, those two, so you're going to have your... Oh, no, we already had you do that. And then Bigwinter, you go before them, so you can manage to get out of the... You're getting ahead of the zone. You're kind of double timing it.
Yeah, we're booking it.
Yeah, you double time it. You're booking out of the area.
Like movement, metal movement, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we get like a chase scene as like the gears, they make this grinding, almost roaring noise as they like, and they kind of all like bank and they're coming down the dunes, and we just get the wide shot of like first the eel like ramps up and like does a wicked crescent shape like it's a skateboarder or something in front of the sun, and then like like peels out, and then like shortly after we see just this darting, almost ninja-like running figure of the weird robot, and then like hoofing it just Bigwinter, and then just this huge like herd of chronomatic cogs like in tow. Like the whole thing comes at
I
him.
am laughing the whole way too.
Like there's an anchor down from the cog fort because it's just funny, and like you guys all like latch onto the anchor as it's like going up, and then like the little chronomagic cogs are like smashing into the legs and grinding and stuff like that as you get lifted up into the cog fort.
I imagine, so they have no arms, they are just gears, but in my head they're still shaking their fists at us.
Little like energy tethers like lash up, in like little curls.
Aye.
Stale fish grab, yeah.
Oh, that was easy.
No, you have to say it was really hard, so it costs more.
Oh,
Aye,
okay.
Aye.
The Gellin comes over and just like, oh wow, that had to be taxing. Did you get it?
Well, it was very difficult, but we managed to do it.
The cog fort
Jeffrey almost
lurches
died?
back into motion. Oh yes, like we agreed. I'll take half off the price. Half off the price, indeed.
Sure thing, and I hand him the huge one. This
That's a
one
big
is
specimen.
twice.
We took the biggest one.
He's just, his face is just enamored, right? Like he's, an alpha, he says. He's like, it'll take me...
An alpha.
I told you these were a good soul binding there, lad.
It'll take me 3 days, but I will have the contraption you desire. As long as you have the drops, of course.
Of course. Use up everything. Hey, is this the kind of thing you would be interested in studying or using? Or tempted to only use some of for this project and then keep the second half for yourself or something like that?
I'm not sure I quite follow.
Because as it happens, and I pull out the second one, you could have one for my job and one for yourself.
We'll call it even, he says, and he like holds out his hand to the second orb.
So half off for the first and all off for the second.
He nods.
Bing.
Capitalism.
He you hear him kind of cackle a little bit as he turns away from you. I'll get right on it, he shouts, and he rolls up the little carpet that all of his wares are in and like slings that up over the pack on his back that's taller than him. And he heads off somewhere into like there's like a little foundry armory. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I stick to him like glue to make sure he uses the big one on my project.
We'll take a quick our first intermission of the evening. This is where professional streamers actually have an intermission screen that says they'll be back in like 3 minutes or something like that. But I'm just gonna walk away. I'll be right back, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, chat gang. I hope you're enjoying this.
Chat gang ain't nothing to fuck with. You got bits for that too, or points or whatever. Hold on.
That was the first time we've ever interacted with an endless spell. That's like one of those things in this world that's like it's so underdeveloped.
Yeah, I'm told that in the first lore for endless spells, it talked. There was a little side paragraph.
Yeah, talking about like the mages that go bounty hunting endless spells and stuff.
Spell hunters, yeah. I'm like, yes, this is awesome lore. I would like it to exist somewhere else too.
Yeah.
Imagine how badass. It's like Van Helsing, except he hunts purple suns and stuff. What a badass.
Exactly. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Like that's part of the
So
right?
Was it what?
That's part of the Hallow Heart lore. Where they go out spell hunting. In Cities of Sigmar?
Oh, part of the
think
Hallow
so.
Heart lore? Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be.
I think it was, honestly, I believe it was in the first Law Importance. When they introduced endless spells, I believe there was a section in that book about it.
Yeah, they did. They talked about it there. But it was also like there's a really cool scenario in that book where you like fight a living endless spell. You try to take control of him. His name's like Mordrox. And he's a purple sun, like a named endless living purple sun, which is super cool.
I think
It's a really hard scenario
known
to actually. Yeah, exactly. Like he's a known named purple sun, which is cool. It's a very hard scenario to actually like take control of him. I've played it a couple of times actually because I really like it. I think it's actually a really solid scenario. The trick with it is he sits in the center of the board. So like imagine this is the playboard, right? My square. Okay. He's dead in the middle. And then there's two objectives like this, and it's a standard deployment zone, right? Like you're here and your enemy's here, right? With a like standard 12 inches, 24 in between. The objectives are 6 inch out, and Mordrox is on the middle line. And so like it's actually you have to take control of 3 of the objectives to take control of Mordrox or whatever.
Oh.
And so it's just actually really hard to get 3 out of the 4 when you're so evenly spaced to position on them. Like you try to rotate, your opponent rotates on you and stuff like that. So, yeah, I want to play that again with my giants because I think it'd be really easy to take the objectives, just run out, stomp on them with like 100 body, like 100 bodies, just spreads out and takes everything. Be like, yep, he's mine now. Go.
Yeah. Chat gang's typing. Yeah. Kicker saying the puzzle part is super fun for us trying to figure out how to take down endless spells.
Yeah, I mean this could be a campaign, right?
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Where you're all like based fucking spell hunters and
Yep.
monster of the week except with spells. This one's got awareness, this one doesn't. They affect the area of a town or whatever. This one is a purple sun, but he's friendly and he's sad about him sucking the life force out of everything.
Like he just wants to be friends with people, but every time he gets near him, they just.
Yeah.
You like track him down from the wailing. He's actually crying. There's infinite possibilities.
There's a cult worshiping them, like a cult worshiping a particularly sentient, powerful, endless spell as a god.
They're worshiping the nice one, and he's just sad. He wants friends, and so he lets them worship him. But they think he's like a destructive force of evil.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, there's a. Nope, I'm back. Okay. Yeah, there's a whole. I could run it like in alternate reality. We happen on this every now and then in some of my games. Like, I could run a whole campaign of just this. Like every endless spell has like more than just like a combat. There's like a puzzle to figuring it out. Like,
Sure.
you have to like find something, like rewind something backwards to get the chronometric cogs, and just a whole. I could see a whole thing. Oh man, rival spell hunters and like a little bit of like pseudo politics in a marketplace if you're selling them.
Oh, sure.
And so like, oh man, it'd be so much fun. Have like guild politics because it's like all the various spell hunter guilds. Oh man.
I dig it.
Oh man, I mean that's even like a great character concept. Like just that. Like
Yeah, you don't need to have it as a whole campaign. You could just be an endless spell hunter. Yes.
Yeah, that's your character concept, and with the way that Soulbound has a pretty open-ended, you don't have to play an archetype. You can really design your own from the ground up. You can.
I don't understand anybody who picks archetypes. They published that whole new book, The Champions of Light, and I don't get it at all, or whatever. I'm like, I don't understand. We just could have made all this.
Hey man, Elaine Lithgow got to write about Nagash, and we considered it a win. So she was out there.
Hey, look, I'm not. That's not me banging on that their content. Make books, sell books. This is a fantastic game, and I wish them all the success in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny because it's one of those things where like people need the archetypes and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't understand. I wouldn't like the archetypes hold less than any interest to me. I would make my own character every time. It's just so much more interesting.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You gotta make content for people who actually roll for their artifacts, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I can't fathom the type of personality that would do such a thing, but I mean, they put it in there.
Yeah.
They must exist.
Yeah. No, I like that they give you both. I really
Sure.
do.
No, the archetypes are great. They actually make it really nice for new players who don't want to, so they don't have to go through a character creation
Or how
process,
fast
right?
you can just be into a new game, right? You just
Yeah,
boom, go. Pick 3 things,
Yeah.
ready to go. All right.
Mhm.
So the Gellin toils into the night. Bigwinter looming ever present and just like sweating over him as he goes into this foundry, and he does equal parts like metallurgy and smithing, as well as like weaving spells and like chanting over. Like he gets like the metal and he like pounds it out. And he rolls out this like great little filigree. You even see him do some like glass blowing where he like from one of his pack he actually takes it down off for the first time you've seen it, because he's kept this huge pack on his back, like the little like trash lady in the labyrinth. He just had this like huge pack on his back. He finally takes it down. He actually pulls out these rods and like blowing some glass and like tempering it and getting it getting it to like sheen nicely. He does he'll get some like metal filigree spun out of Urgold essentially, and then he actually like once he gets it spun and stuff, not so much into runes if Fyrgrim is watching, by the way. It's much different type of magics from Fyrgrim's like sort of rune smithing. He gets it spun out these long coils, and while it's still hot, he like clasps his hands and does some like classical like sort of somatic hand gestures as he chants over it, and then you see it like weave together in these like these intricate patterns as he takes the orb, and he never opens the orb itself that you give him, the alpha. He's sure to, and he's just mostly ensorceling it and wrapping it in what ends up being a gauntlet with this sort of bauble on it.
All right, he's making
The Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
The Infinity Gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah, with the Time Stone basically. It takes him 3 nights to do this. I assume you're over him the whole time.
Yep.
What does the party do for these 3 nights? I'm Samuel Hayden. Wolf. Yeah.
Chill out. Eat Bigwinter's food.
All right.
Bigwinter, do you take breaks to teach chefeneering, or for these 3 nights it's just this?
This is like when a new MMO comes out, I sleep when the server sleeps. So
like when he sleeps, you go to sleep. He
when,
does
when-
indeed.
When he takes a break, I can take a break.
Yeah, he does indeed. Like he sleeps. He burns the candle at both ends for this project because you can tell he's a craftsman who enjoys what he's doing. You know,
Mm.
it's not just. I mean, he's Dr. House, MD, creating something like he even like unfurls blueprints and schematics for. At some point, you even quip, "Have you ever done this before?" And he's just like, "Once." I mean, not really. Like you're just like it's like he's had this like theoretical understanding, and he's finally getting to execute it. So he's possessed by trying this even to begin with. And then you kind of get to like the final night when he actually begins to deal with the shade glass, and much um with like traditional glass blowing, because he has used like regular glass in the thing with some gems and stuff like that powdered in. He actually like the shade glass. He pulls out like the classic like mortar and pestle and like grinds it down into sand and like dumps it through the top of the furnace so that it goes in, and then like it forms this like liquid inside of it, and he like plunges a punji into it, and he gets it spinning, and like he begins spinning it and whirling it above his head so that it like flattens out almost like a pizza, blowing into it to blow it up, and just begins like chanting at it and like having it pull in different directions and odd directions, and then that gets laid on top of the whole gauntlet fixture in like almost like a nerve network. He's like, this part's going to hurt.
Heart.
I'm ready.
Like he puts your arm into it, and whilst like sort of chanting the whole, just like chanting like these magical stuff, and he's got a circle drawn beneath you both, and the shade glass actually plunges its way into your veins as you can feel like the magic like take hold and envelop. It's connected to you now. I
Are
suppose.
we doing like a fortitude, or is this just it hurts?
I mean, it
but
hurts, and you're not gonna like. It's no possession's gonna happen.
Okay.
He has succeeded at his crafting, so there's no risk of. I mean, it hurts like hell. I mean, you take some damage, but Skig's just gonna heal you. You're gonna have a warm meal. You'll be fine. You should know that once you use this, it's empty. But you will be left with that. And he's just like looking at the gauntlet on your arm. But you will be left with that. I probably
Good.
should have mentioned that first.
Sure.
All right then. Unless, of course, you want to buy a recharge, and he like rolls the like contact, like juggles the other orb in his hand.
Hey, if I want to recharge, I'll go get me another one.
Fair enough. This is, of course, what is inside there has been altered, and like he kind of gestures at the runes on the glass. He tells you the word. He's like, simply point your gauntlets. Just think forward or back, and that's it. Shirok is the magic word because it always is in my games.
Mhm.
Shout outs to Raistlin.
Good. Sounds good. Please enjoy the other one.
Oh, I will. I will.
And then I used the gauntlet on him. Ha, gotcha. It really is the Zinch guy. Rip out his heart.
Okay.
All right,
Great.
so let's go to the whatever containment pen there is for.
Yeah, they've got a stables pretty classically. It's a fort. It's got all the work. It's like an RTS built on top of a mobile platform. It's got like your barracks, your foundry. It's got all the parts.
Sweet. All right, I'm gonna go up to. Oh, did I name it? Hold on.
And I know it's not. Well, you looked that up. I know it's not Rantcast, but I did put out a drawing contest for drawing what a Volcanatusk, which is a Thunder Tusk, except a lava version of it, what it looks like. So if you want to send those to me, on Twitter or my email address, which is just magicalmrmephisto@gmail.com. Go ahead. You have through February. I think I said a Steam gift card or something along those lines. $10. Not much, but hey, you could win it. Did you look it up, the name?
I'm sure I named it something, but it was on my note sheet that was lost in the Great Computer Fire last year. So the one I recreated doesn't have it. I'll come up with a name.
Okay.
I feel like it deserves one after this.
All right.
I'm gonna give it more thought than just like 5 seconds, though.
No, that's fine. So for you, this is what your character literally does for 3 days. This is what Bigwinter does for 3 days. This whole thing. The rest of the party, there is some sort of ambient conversation and stuff that goes on while you're on this cog fort. Some of the ghosts, the more they're around the party, oddly enough, the less robotic they become. For a while.
Yeah, they get that stimuli. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to keep like their brains don't check out and they go back into their sort of like routine nearly as much. And with Glorf isn't actually the most social of characters, despite the fabulous accent.
Right. I've just been cooped up for 3 freaking months.
You speak with them a little bit. You gain a sort of general understanding about the sort of the war that they were in, basically smack between that that age of myth and chaos, and they really can't remember a ton because they're so locked in their memory and their time period. But they have story upon story of the war. Ton of fighting corn, by the way, in this area. Tons of corn. Is a big thing that you get. Like there's even a greater demon of corn involved. Like so you get a sort of a functional history of the Flamescar Plateau and the Reaver Waste from just conversing with the ghosts to where you all now have, if you didn't have a lore dot before, you now have a lore dot.
Cool.
If you have lore, you now have advantage on checks for this region.
Cool.
From just like humoring the ghosts. And I mean, this is the part where I like trick you as a GM. I'm like, do you talk to the ghosts? You guys know. And you're like, no, I don't. My character wouldn't talk to ghosts. I would have tricked you and you would have lost out on an advantage, but I just assume everyone here does. So from doing that, you all gain that. So you gain a lore dot, if not, or a rank in lore. Otherwise, you have advantage on regional stuff. That will also apply to lore from the Age of Chaos. That advantage should it come up. So you'll want to note that in your character notes that you have advantage on being able to like figure out some stuff from them. All right. Cool. So you talk to them ambiently. Glorf and I'd imagine Glorf mentions Kazatraxa more than a few times. Just to really ingrain that this is the bad sorcerer of Tzeentch person.
Traxa. Emphasis.
And on the third night, you actually catch the captain or the commander, Grundlewick Brimfort, in the mess hall with you as like Bigwinter has like kind of come in with this like newfangled gauntlet, left or right arm, your choice. You can see the insane detail work, like the sort of like the woven Urgold through it, which immediately you recognize and sense Fyrgrim, but also this sort of like shade glass, like almost like I said, nerve work that laid over it like a filigree that actually like goes back and into the arm. So really, you've never quite seen something like this. You were raised around some of the most technologically advanced in the world. This is next tier. This is pretty insane. You've heard of people working Urgold. This isn't the same technique, and you've never quite heard of someone working shade glass this way.
Neat.
Pay attention intently.
Gellin takes his meal with you on this third night. Like the brow, like his skin still caked with the sort of forge dust. his brow still slick with sweat, and he hungrily eats the slop, the usual like the weird soup and the strange salad or slaw. And
This is great food. You really got to admire the ghosts here.
Aye, they try their little wee dead hearts out.
so after the shift and spire, what's next?
What do you mean?
Asks the commander. Oh, where to next? He says. I'd imagine you don't want to linger about in the Reaverway, Saul.
Well, we're trying to get to Adasa.
I know of it. We can't take the fort that far, but
Yeah, that's fine.
we can get you close as possible.
I mean, if we kill the big shifting castle, don't you, like, die or go away?
Not rightly sure, he says. We suspect we move on and get to at last rest, but
Well, that'll be nice for you.
whatever great war lies beyond, he smiles. May Grungni welcome us with open arms and a fired hearth.
Well, I got some bad news about that.
Oh,
He doesn't know.
oh.
No, I'm not going to ruin his day.
Aye, he's a good sort.
Fyrgrim, you have heard of the Shifting Spire before. It's been probably a couple months since that adventure, but you remembered some sort of Chaos Sorcerer Lord on Disc and the Shifting Spire, something about a missing prince, but that's where your memory gets wonky and weird. And you recently had that, the more recent dream from tonight.
I share that information with the party. I don't know what to make of it.
Upon mentioning the snout and Sigmar, Skig immediately sort of like has a memory come back to him of finding a sort of broken Fyrgrim in the jungles some unknown amount of time ago. Just this memory sort of existing out of place.
Gig has that?
And healing you.
Oh, so that's when I found you?
Mhm.
Well, there you go. That's when I found you.
Skig doesn't question that his memory's broken as well.
Nope.
Weird.
If it was Sigmar's will, he would have known it before now.
Fair enough. And really, am I one to speak with all the weird voices and garbling going on from all the Zinch stuff, eh?
Yeah, sometimes it's just better not to ask. Asking
Every
questions
so-
is how asking questions and doing stuff like that. That's how Zinch tricks you. You just gotta stay strong in your faith.
Well, that's a bit of a tricky subject for me, lad.
Like, what do your people worship?
Well, we feel...
Like a giant whale or something?
No, Mathlin, the dead elven god of the sea. We feel
You
better
worship
to
a god you know is dead?
Aye, better to worship a dead god than a false god.
Who would be the real god?
Mathlin?
No, I'm saying, like, there are better real gods to pick.
Well, we'll ask our Durden friend there. Is anyone really high on Teclis?
Who?
Teclis. Haitian guy. Big
Nope.
cat.
Never heard of him.
Likes the moon. Really weird. His brother Tyrion's a good sort, but... you know.
We have
Are these like elves or something? Is he like a
Aye.
big elf?
One could
Honestly,
say
he
that.
could be bigger.
Oh, Bigwinter, I
Oh
think
wait,
he
I'm
could
not
be
there.
bigger.
I'm not
That's
there.
for sure.
I forgot. I'm in the other room for the next 3 days.
No,
Pardon me?
this is the end.
No, this is that. This is the end of that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Alright.
end of that.
Oh, okay. It was more
Ah.
a sculpt complaint, if anything.
No. Look, I'm not asking you to worship whoever that elven god is. Whatever.
Aye.
I'm saying, Sigmar is always around and ready. Just because you're a weird fish elf doesn't mean you can't worship the good god.
I don't blame you. I definitely look at the warrior god when I go and charge into battle.
Yeah, you seem like the type. I think you and he would get on well.
Like that you're
What an
postulating.
underhanded compliment that is.
Well, I'll take the compliment then, Master Skig.
I'm just saying, if you're looking for a not dead deity, if you want to get into the worshiping an alive god who's actually powerful, then maybe look into Sigmar. Just saying.
It's just I don't want to be disappointed again.
Well, Sigmar never disappoints.
Oh,
We've no choice in worshiping our god. Like Myriad says, like just kind of like head bobbing a little bit, like kind of a blank look on their face.
Is that just like built into you?
We suspect.
very
Well,
nice.
when you're rolling with us, you can worship whoever you want. But Myriad, I'm not going to question it. Whatever you're doing, it seems to be working. You got your own thing going on, and I respect that.
Thank.
Quick question. Myriad. Sorry for cutting all of you off. How many souls are in ye, lad? In last season? Other creatures. Just curious.
We are many. And he just begins to
Aye.
count on his fingers. 386. We're an early model.
Damn,
Oh.
who had that? I had 8 in the pool.
Yeah, he blew my number away.
Yeah.
I think I had 10.
We're
Is
an,
this price right rules? I guess 10 wins it.
we're an early model. Lower quality of souls need more to get the same result.
I don't think you're
Really?
lower quality at all, Myriad. Anybody who tells you that, well, you don't believe him. You're high quality in my book, period.
We appreciate
I
it.
know I'd be honored to
Friend.
take you back to me enclave.
Yeah, this Idneth, 300 souls. He starts drooling.
Mhm.
I can get the freaking
Look-
Leviathan out for this fight.
Yeah, like you're just trading in soul currency. Like we'll trade you
Yeah.
one Myriad OBR model, like 86 for
Aye.
like a sweet new like.
Slap.
I'll get
He goes
shelled
back
right
to
up
Idneth
there.
Enclave and just slaps the top of Myriad. I can fit so many souls in this baby.
Yeah, exactly.
We bust you out later, lads and lassies. On the turtle?
We're not certain where we go beyond friendship.
You mean like what your place in the world is?
Like shrugs and nods.
Oh, look, your place in the world's with us, Myriad. That's the answer. I mean, you were down in wherever you were for like a long time when we found you. So my guess is whoever was around that was really interested is probably, not around anymore. So I say you're on your own. Master your own destiny now. Make the most of it.
It's really freeing, lad, to be able to go
Myriad's
out
head
on
just
your
like kind of cranes up, like as they look up into the rafters, just pondering your words.
Did we break it? Them?
Oh, that's how he thinks.
Oh. Real inquisitive sort.
Maybe this is the
Yeah, well,
first
he's got
time
to think a lot.
Glorf catches the so many voices in that head. This is the first time maybe you catch the soul gem at the center of Myriad's actually cracked a little bit. Glorf.
Like, imagine if you had to confer with 380 people every time you learn something or need to make a decision.
I thought the 5 Jeffries was bad. 5 fought. Yeah, no, it adds up after a while.
Jeffrey's like dog collar around its neck now has a V on it instead of the VI, for 4. You don't remember when it
Yeah.
switched?
Yeah.
So, anyways, where we're going after this is Adasa. If you want to hop along there, you're more than welcome to.
Hey,
Oh, both of you.
hey, ooh, even Jeffrey the Fifth. Oh, we'd be honored. Honored.
Seamless. Love it. Bonus XP for the evening. Yeah, okay. You guys sort of conversation. The end is sort of the evening sort of winds down. The next day, Gellin comes with news sort of early in the morning.
Okay.
I'm sorry to disturb you all, and how's it fit? Is it working for you? He says to Bigwinter.
Great.
Excellent. I've news of Anvilgard. You hailed from there, yes?
Yeah, how'd you get news?
You see, spy a clockwork owl, on a perch behind him. I've
Stretch a little, show off the shit.
communication methods for others of my guild, my merchant's guild, as it were.
Wait, so the clockwork owl can get out of here? It's not cursed?
I don't understand it either.
We should have sent a message out or something.
I mean, if you'd like to, you're more than welcome to use it.
Hey, continue. What's the news?
Anvilgard has fallen.
What? We were just there and saved the place. How did it fall?
You mean it's fallen?
I mean, it's no longer called Anvilgard, and new leadership has moved in.
We leave for 1 week.
Yeah, exactly. This is why we shouldn't have left the city. I'll just point that out real quick.
I simply
Gellin
have to agree now. Yeah, I just didn't think the place would fall without us.
Gellin opens.
Well, even I didn't think it'd get destroyed that quickly. So what is it, more Skaven?
No, the
Well, that's good at least.
the daughters of Marathi Kane.
What, like those witch elf ladies?
Wait a minute.
You mean
Like
the
what
cult that
Lanissa
worships
is?
the murder god? God.
Where is Lanissa?
You know, if there's no way, you'd think if there's somebody you can trust.
I mean, you just can't trust anyone these days. You can't even trust the murder god cult in your good person city.
I'm from Ulgu. I could have told you that.
I think he was being sarcastic. They were always shady.
Oh,
This is
okay.
vulgar sarcasm. It might not translate.
Oh,
I'm afraid it's actually been closer to 2 weeks, he says, looking inside his lapel.
2 weeks.
Oh, the timey-wimey, yeah.
Oh, great. So what, is Marathi there or something? That's who's in charge of them, right?
The word is they made a personal appearance.
What do you mean they?
I mean that she is they now. I don't quite make sense of the message either.
Well, good for them.
It sounds like Marathi is 2 people. Or,
Two.
well, 2 gods? And I fear that your friend Lanissa may have had a hand in it.
Oh, I'm sure she wasn't responsible for the city falling. She just helped us save it. I doubt that. I'm sure we're going to have some words with her about her sisters or whatever and her leaving this order and coming over to the cause of Sigmar, but I'm sure we could use her.
It doesn't escape Fyrgrim that the Soulbound, the Twicebound is maybe even more particularly attuned. It doesn't escape Fyrgrim that the bond feels super weak right now between you and Lanissa. Game terms, again, you can't use Soulfire right now.
Sure.
I point this out.
I'm sure it's just because she's probably in a bad way. I'm amazed if she's alive, frankly. Without us around, she probably got herself in trouble. She's probably in a prison somewhere, getting tortured or something. Look, either way, We gotta wrap up. What were we even going to Adasa for? What was the point of that?
Yeah, what was it? Y'all never actually told me.
Gellin just like shrugs and like just this utterly confused look on their face. Myriad, I believe the 11th Dawn had something there.
Oh, that's right. We were going down to track down some 11th Dawn stuff.
Nihilus's last known location, or
Yeah. That's right.
Oh yeah, the guy who was gonna destroy Anvilgard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nihilus speaks up, Gellin.
y'all didn't put him down.
Nah, I haven't had a chance. He keeps floating away on his stupid boat.
Well,
He's too afraid to come down and face us directly.
the coward.
Well, he saw what happened to his second in command.
Yep.
Oh, and I heard y'all kill the Maw Crusher.
It was delicious.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat there. You know how much meat's in one of those guys? They're basically all meat.
It's a
Like a
sphere of
flying
meat.
meatball.
Go
Great.
on.
Yeah, dude. So I'm kind of hoping we find another one at some point. Really, honestly, they're good eating. I wonder if there's some place where they naturally live. Either way, look, we should go back to Anvilgard and save it whenever we get done with this. What happened to all the Stormcast? There was a garrison there.
Ooh, the
I'm
one-
afraid I don't know Lord Skig or Master Skig.
Just Skig.
Sorry, my apologies, Skig.
Well, we should look into that. Because I don't like the idea that look, if those Dark Elf people hurt the Stormcast, I'm gonna be really upset with them.
If
That's some Sigmar Fury time.
I mean,
Well, Skig.
if you wish, you may send one of my owls. He says, and like he points to like this little clockwork owl. Yes, Clash of the Titans reference. Get at me.
There you
No,
go.
it's fine. He's in Blood of Zeus too. That little dude.
Yeah.
Archimedes or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. We should send one in. Maybe if there's we know a Stormcast. Can we tell this owl a particular person?
It will find them if they're still on this, in this realm.
Okay, great. I'm gonna give it the name of our Stormcast contact. The
Tamia Selm.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yep, her.
Yep.
The Incantor, the Night Incantor.
Yep. It was her and then Mara were the two main.
Yeah, I remembered Mara. Mara was the bartender / retired Stormcast.
Well, not retired, just waiting for
yeah.
conflict, right?
I understand, but no, I want the Night Incantor.
Yep. If it's her true name, Archimedes will find her.
It's a name she told us.
So he hands you like a parchment, like a papyrus, and then you write who it's to, Tommy Asseln, and you actually see the ink sort of like glow and then dissipate into the page as you write the message, and then you feed it into the owl's sort of chest cavity, and like the paper burns up inside of it, and it has the message.
Wonderful.
It flies off. So whatever you wrote, give me the bullet points if you want.
Yeah. I mean, what I wrote was, "Hello, this is Skig. Honored Stormcast Knight Incantor Tamia. I hope this message finds you well. What the heck happened with these Dark Elves? Do we need to come back and help and/or rescue people? Are you okay?
All right.
Sigmar be praised."
All right. Did you give like a location or anything like that?
Location what to whom?
To where you are, your current whereabouts, or anything like
No, I
that?
assume the bird's just going to come back to us.
Okay. All right.
What am I going to say? Ghost Town, Reaver Wastes on a walking Gogford? What's the return address here?
You're right. That sounds super metal.
Like,
I mean, that is a pretty cool send off. I'm not gonna lie.
yes, calling you from a ghost-trapped dreamland in
Yeah,
the middle of the Reaver Waste on a walking ghost cog fort. So good
Yeah.
luck if you're trying to find us.
it says all that like tweeted from iPhone, the same thing. It's
Yeah.
sent via owl from walking cod forward. The whole rest.
Yeah.
It is on the evening of this day that you hear from somewhere up in the sort of like pseudo-labyrinthian sort of layers of the cog fort. The commander, Grundlewick Brimfort, shout through, "We've seen it! We've got it! The shifting spire!" He shouts. And the party sort of, I'd imagine, like rushes over to one of like the balconies or something like that to see sort of tearing out of the desert like almost like a claw, like a single claw, this what I can only describe as this almost undulating tower, a mass of flesh and monstrous amalgams, just disgusting to behold. This great sort of horrific spire reaching toward the sky, and you can see it almost like sort of waving and moving and throbbing on the horizon.
You hate to
Is
see
this the
it.
right one?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I?
No, what'd you say, Ryo?
Oh, I said, you hate to see it.
That's his catchphrase, everybody.
Yeah, and I was told I had to put that one
Yeah.
in. I love to see it a couple of times. But yeah, don't mind me.
Yeah.
I like your comment. By the way, for everybody who missed it, Heywoah's comment was, "Is that the right one?"
Yeah. And I said yes.
Which is the best comment. I mean, probably. All right. Well, let's get to work. How far away are we?
If it depends on if Chuck is in the in chat or not. You're like it's the horizon, it's like a day's journey. It might be moving. Who knows? There might be some stuff. We can call it here, though. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Pick it up.
All right.
Yep.
There.
Good place to stop.
Tharg
I'm like, full steam ahead. Let's get this thing. We're gonna go burn this thing to the ground. Stupid chaos castle.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hell yeah,
Skig's
brother.
like genuinely excited. This is exciting for him. Like all this nonsense that we've been doing here of just chasing around the desert. This is nothing. This is not what I'm here for. I am here to smote chaos, and that's what this is.
Yeah,
Like,
this
I'm gonna-
is
That's why I
For
frickin'
Skig,
went
I
for your
imagine-
party.
what was that?
That's why I went for your party. I said
That's
it would
right.
be
Yeah.
We're
For
about
Skig,
to show these Tzeentch worshippers the Thunder God's will.
yeah, this is finally we're fighting true Tzeentch, true chaos. It's time for the Sigmar v Chaos classic battles.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, I think you had a comment in there. Oh, you're muted, dude. He's muted. No.
Still muted.
Can't
No.
hear you.
in Discord muted too.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, big mute.
Yeah.
Big muter.
Can I unmute him via the server functions? No, I can't.
I can mute him.
I can zoom the
I can't.
camera in on his face. Look at that.
Oh,
beautiful,
neat.
Look at the majestic.
He's back.
All right.
Speak to
Sorry.
him,
There you go.
There you are.
I had a kid that woke up. What's up?
Oh, okay.
No, nothing.
Did
We-
you?
We
we
thought
thought-
you were gonna say something.
Yeah.
the
Did
end
you
of
catch the spire? That's this.
Yep.
This like almost this living maw. This Tzeentchian. You know.
And the question was, is that it?
Is that it? Yeah. Yeah. Is that it? Wow. I thought that like me making this weird living tower. You guys are hard to impress. You know.
I thought it'd be bigger.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. I really thought it'd be bigger.
That's what you.
No, it's just real small because it's on the horizon. Oh, that makes more sense.
I
Um,
Jeffrey, why didn't you tell us?
So yeah, we'll call it there. I have 2 words for the party: dungeon crawl. Okay.
Sure. course.
I don't do them often, but when I do, they're we go deep. So you get like 1 or 2.
Well, this is a tower. Is this a dungeon climb?
Good point. He's got you on that one.
Oh, here we go.
It's the shifting spire. You don't
Could
know.
be anything.
Yeah.
We could have to go down to go up.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know where
Yes.
what angle I'm coming at.
That's fine. I close my eyes and walk forward, trusting my faith to guide me through this MC Escher nightmare. Such trickery cannot stop the true vision of faith.
Yeah. So
Aye,
like
I'll follow the pious rat man.
I don't think this staircase is really endless. Let's just keep going in a circle here.
yeah, I like I said, I don't do dungeon crawls very often. Usually my campaigns feature Heywoah can tell you, I usually feature like 3, like maybe 1 per act, or they
Yeah. Honestly, lots of travel and interaction, right?
Yeah, and I wanted to give the scope of the desert with time jumps and like show it's cool, but not actually go into it because traveling is my least favorite part of campaigns.
Sure.
So, but I usually still devote like an adventure to the actual travel, and just to show, hey, this is how long it is. But now we're gonna have a dungeon crawl. I think there's gonna be a couple adventures to get through it. And spoiler alert, Chuck, if you're in the audience, buddy, you'll be here next adventure. That's why I use timey-wimey powers, and if you know how his adventure ends, it's just fine that he can intersect the party. So
I'm going to assume it's with him attempting to stab Marathi in her face and kill her for this betrayal of the storm god, the one true king of Aesir, lord of the heavens. And then she grabs Lanissa and literally throws her like 17 miles out into the desert.
yeah, that's what happens. Brilliant. Chris CB here, redeeming 1,000 RDP to remind everyone that Chat Gang ain't none to mess with as we sign off for the evening. Chat Gang, thank you so much for joining us this evening. If you're watching the VOD, remember, like, subscribe, do all that stuff to make sure that you don't miss an episode. We record a little sporadically. That's why it's all the more important for you to follow me either on, whether it's YouTube with a subscribe or a follow on Twitch, to make sure that you don't miss an episode of the best damn Soulbound show. Next week, we're going to go old school. It's going to be, as Gygax intended, dungeon crawling. I like my dungeons to feature RP. Look at this gorgeous demon that Vince has been painting the whole time. Amazing.
I doubt we'll see any of this guy in there.
Actually, give me stats for that. We are.
Sure. It's like a confused bloodthirster who's like, why am I here? I have made a wrong decision. Took a wrong turn somewhere here.
We mentioned the desert features a lot of history with Cord in this desert, and
Sure,
it's
maybe there's
Zinj.
one
I don't
trapped in
gotta
there.
explain anything anymore. As soon
Mhm.
as it's Zinj, it just nothing needs to
Yeah.
make sense. So,
No.
but yeah, Chat Gang, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're the reason we do this thing. You're the show within the show. Drink your milk, pay your taxes. We'll catch you hopefully next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye.